got to do that. And I just want to thank you because our goal with Premier Sotheby's is to elevate all of the people around us. So myself and every one of us in leadership, we want to elevate you. And I know that you all elevate those that you work with. So thank you for that. And how we do it, we are focused on artfully uniting extraordinary people with extraordinary homes. So that is our goal. But I want you to know that has been Sotheby's tagline for forever. We've just adopted it. Yes. And be proud because we are the 18th largest brokerage in the country, guys. In the country. We're the second largest Sotheby's franchise in the world. Premier Sotheby's is the second largest franchise of all of them. That's pretty awesome. Should be the live Sotheby's. We're going after them. It's because they joined. Anyway, and we're the second largest Realogy franchise among all of the brands. Okay, out of all Realogy brands. We are the fourth largest franchise of every company. So out of any company, no matter what brand they are, we're the fourth largest. You don't see that because you see lots of little bits of pieces and people take things out of context. So when you hear little articles and you see little things, they take things out of context. They may only be considering certain pieces, certain parts of the market, and they make it appear this little bit, oh, we're the largest of this or we're the largest of that. But what they're not giving you is all the facts. This is all the facts. Out of all of the brands of all of the companies, we're the fourth largest franchise everywhere. I mean, that's pretty awesome. So, but most importantly, we're the best. And you can't put that in writing because you don't need to. Everybody knows that. And that is what our heritage is, and that's what we're proud to be. So thank you to each one of you and for holding up that wonderful brand heritage. We're here today because you make us that way. So I'm thrilled to say, and I want to introduce our wonderful affiliates that make us that way as well. It's from Maria Smith and Tom Sorrentino from South State Bank. You guys hop on. I'm going to go ahead and stop my share so you guys can take over.
Okay.
And Maria, you can go ahead.
Can they hear me from that, or can y'all hear me, or do I need to put my audio on?
Here, look. Let's do you right here. Let's do this, but go back to gallery. But you're going to be there. Okay, did everybody see Maria?
And Tom.
And Tom. Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Good morning, everybody. We just wanted to thank you because we are having a spectacular last couple of months. I've got a couple of million already in the pipeline, thanks to Suze and Alejandro and Janet and Mark and all of you that are giving us some deals and some pre-approvals. We really appreciate it. A couple of $1 million in the pipeline is nice for us. We are supposed. There's Alejandro.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
So anyway, you guys have been really great, and we want to try to expand your business, help you do more. And what I'm going to do next Wednesday at Dr. Phillips is a lunch and learn on our Buyer's Advantage program.
Woo!
I'll send out an invite who wants to come. Maybe around 11 o'clock, and we'll have lunch brought in. So
what kind of lunch? That's important. We all want to know.
What do y'all want? Olive Garden or I don't know. Something. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Send me your votes.
Food is important.
But I wanted to talk just real briefly on the Buyer's Advantage because that's that 100% deal that it's designed for first-time home buyers. But if you don't already own a home, we can still do 100% financing, no PMI, and the rates are good. The rates, even though rates have popped up a lot, rates are in that 5.25%, 5.5% range now. So unfortunately, it is what it is. But with no PMI, it really makes a huge difference on the interest rate and the payment. Okay. So that's a good program. We'll talk about it next week and kind of give you guys the insights on how to figure out, because even if they're not a first-time home buyer, even if they make $100,000 a year, it doesn't matter if they're in certain census tracts. A good bit of Osceola County, half of Orange County, including right here at 32832, is in that census tract. So you can do 100% regardless of your income. So it's a great product. I also wanted to touch real quick because I'm getting a lot of calls from people about bridge loans and people that are selling another house but they can't qualify potentially with both houses. Ribbon is a program that is out there that you don't have, basically you pay Ribbon 1% fee, but there'll be a cash contract under your contract. You can still do whatever loan you want to do, 100% with us, your doctor loans, whatever, but it has a 1% fee, and they'll put a rider in on the contract. So essentially, Ribbon will buy this house. They don't cut me out. They don't cut you out. It gets us to the table with a cash contract. So we've had some good success with that. We just had one close last 2 weeks ago. And it costs 1% for that one. Anyway, it's too involved to go into today, but it's something you guys need to be aware of, that even if your person has financing, they can have this addendum where if for some reason they don't close, Ribbon will pay cash. Okay, and then your guy can still buy the house. All right, so either they close with me and and do it under the regular contract, or let's just say for whatever reason they have a house to sell and they don't want to close yet. Ribbon buys it and then sells it back to them. You still get paid.
It's a cash backup.
Yeah, cash backup. So anyway, if you haven't looked at that, I think it's called ribbonhome.com. I went on it and just basically learned about it. It's a kind of a cool concept.
I have several agents doing it.
Yeah, so it's a good concept. If you haven't looked at it, please look at it, because it might help your buyers get the next transaction. So that's all I have. Tom, what about you? What do you want to talk about?
Just a couple things. I know had a couple improvements to our increases to the loan on our fabulous portfolio offerings, including the physician loan, where zero money down up to 1.25 million. And then a professional jumbo loan is 10% down up to 1.25 million, and both with no PMI. And the great thing is, with higher interest rates, 5.5% jumbo, we have on the professional, I just checked it this morning, we're 4.625 on a 30-year fix, and 4.25 on a 10-1 arm.
10-1 arm. Yeah.
So the 10-1 arm is really, almost all my clients are going that route. And what's cool on that is if it's someone that wants to open up a relationship, we might be able to get a pricing exception of a quarter. If they deposit 50,000 with us, they get an eighth off. If they deposit 250 with us, it's another quarter. So it's something that can really be competitive when you're compared to the rest of the market, 5.5. We're possibly getting it into the high threes on that 10-1.
Wow.
And a lot of people are, because the rates are moving up, the adjustables are starting to come back in. People were obviously doing 30-year fixed in the 2s and 3s, but now that we're in the high 4s and 5s, the adjustable rates, and 10 years is a good long time before it adjusts. You'll still have that rate for the first 10 years. If you guys are not familiar with adjustable rates, that's kind of how it works. When they say a 10-year arm, it means it's fixed for the first 10 years. 7-year arm, it's fixed for the first 7 years. So that gives them a lot of time and flexibility to either pay the loan down or, honestly, most people move in 7 to 10 years. So a lot of people are going that route. And if you guys haven't, just one more thing I just thought about, because this came up with Teresa White and I this week. We had $1 million closing last summer. The customer, all these people are buying from elsewhere, sight unseen. They get here. If you had a closing last year or even a few months ago, make sure you're keeping in touch with these people moving. These people want to buy another house, $1 million place over at the beach. They want to sell this place because they just don't like it. Because they're just moving here and they're not paying it. They didn't know where, they'd never been to Florida before, and then they're realizing, yeah, this is great, but I may not want to live in this place. So make sure you are staying in contact with all your people, even if they just bought, because you don't know, you want to check in and make sure, hey, are you loving this house? They may not. So just something to think about.
Well, excellent information from our amazing partners at South State Bank. So, woo! And now with us here today, we have another wonderful group of partners that you have not heard from in a while. It is Kristen and her team from Premier Concierge Insurance. Woo! So Kristen, I'm going to go ahead and give you the opportunity. Oops, hold on, security. You can now go ahead and share your screen and take it away.
All righty, let me see if I can make this happen.
If not, I did throw your slides from the leadership in here, so I didn't know if those were the ones, but I threw them in just in case.
Okay. I think you can see my slide. Can you hear me okay? Can you see my slide?
Sure can.
Oh, perfect. So hello, everyone. I love the energy of this group and happy Cinco de Mayo. This is fantastic to be able to get the opportunity to speak with you this morning. So thank you. As Carrie said, my name is Kristen Pontarelli. I am the program manager for Premier Concierge Insurance. I am joined by Mike O'Connor, who will introduce himself in a bit. He is a personal insurance advisor on our team, as well as Rufus Dahl, and they'll get an opportunity in a bit to introduce themselves as well. So just this last first quarter of this year, I became involved as a supporting program manager for this important partnership with Premier Sotheby's. And our agenda today, we'll go through some slides. Certainly, we want to leave some time to answer questions and answers at the end. But I did want to review Premier Concierge Insurance Program, and we'll start from there. Hopefully these slides will flip. There they go. So although the Premier Concierge Program was launched in 2021, we have made several program enhancements over the last months, aimed to really support an even more positive experience for you, and as well as your clients, providing the quality service that no doubt you would expect at Premier Sotheby's for yourself and your clients. So in my discussions to learn more about your world as realtors, many of you have shared with me the importance of your team, your support team, the team that you rely on for your business, your clients, and quite honestly, your success. And a critical member of that advisory team, certainly financing, we just heard from Statewide, fantastic partners. Your team includes inspectors and GCs in some instances, certainly attorneys, and I think an important arm of that team is insurance. A home buy and a home sell can be impacted, and I'm sure you've gone through these situations yourselves, by insurance, especially in the hard market, catastrophe-prone, challenging locations like you all are in Florida. So I would please take advantage of your access to us as insurance experts through the Premier Concierge Insurance Program. I'll refer to it as PCI. I just think it's shorter and easier. I'm confident that the value added by this service and access to insurance will give you a competitive advantage, allowing you to holistically help your clients. I did want to start by sharing just a couple of success stories. We've had some very good synergies out of our North Carolina offices in Premier Concierge Insurance with Premier Sotheby's Realtors. Leslie Hamilton, our personal insurance advisor, like Mike and Rufus, she handles the Carolinas. She has received some pretty amazing feedback from the team in the Carolinas. She actually got a referral from a realtor to have a comprehensive assessment of their own insurance. And that resulted in 2 additional referrals for clients that Leslie helped and ended up closing the insurance by the time they sold their homes or bought that new home. So again, that's just an example of one success. Another an example is one of the realtors, I don't know if you know Ashley Horton out of North Carolina. She wrote Leslie a really nice handwritten letter just to say how much she appreciates the support and the partnership, and it's really made a difference to her business. I would like to introduce you to Mike O'Connor. Mike, I think you're on the line. Maybe you can introduce yourself and tell a success story of how you've been working these last few months, especially with the teams in Florida, and what you find has been working well.
Yes, thank you, Kristen, and thank you for the Premier Sotheby team for having us on here today. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Our approach here at PCI is to remove the transaction experience provided in insurance purchasing and provide an advisory role through education and coverages, listening to their needs, and tailoring the policies towards their best interest. I've had much success with their offices in Tampa, Sarasota, and Naples, and throughout the west coast of Florida. And, really a great success story in terms of an advisory role is a recent client that I have serviced here in Tampa, where they purchased a home and tailored their policy because they fit a private client position, although they wanted different coverages instead of what was originally presented. And so we had gone through many different options, many different carriers, explained the financial strength of these carriers, and ultimately created a package that was fit his best needs and educated on exactly what he purchased and happy with the coverage. And so by advising your clients on the insurance purchasing process and education of coverages, it also builds the credibility of your office by referring to an expert in those fields. And so we are here to be those experts in that field and appreciate the opportunities.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mike. I appreciate it. Great stories.
Absolutely.
And Mike and Rufus are Floridians. I should have mentioned I'm from the Chicagoland area. Certainly in the wintertime, even now, the weather's a little iffy. I wish that I was a Floridian, and you can rest assured that I will be visiting come November to at least February, March. But as Mike said, you don't need to worry about the finer details of insurance. Certainly rely on us, the personal concierge insurance advisors, to be their experts and extension of your team in terms of the insurance. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about, who PCI can help. We have personal insurance solutions for you, your family, your friends. They don't obviously need to just be in Florida. New or existing clients, it could be somebody that you just met. It could be somebody that you're helping sell or buy several homes. It could be somebody that's just going through a refinance and needs some insurance recommendations and solutions. We can also assist all consumer segments. So I think this was a little bit of a confusion maybe in the beginning of the program, where Premier Concierge Insurance could only do the high-end homes, but that is not the case. We certainly can help all homes, all asset levels, and throughout the US, as well as we have global solutions. So certainly you might run across someone that has US residence, but also lives in Canada or the UK. So keep us in mind in terms of being that solution for you and your clients. So regarding us as the local experts with global resources, with market capabilities. As the fourth largest insurance broker, Gallagher, we have very, very strong relationships with all of our national insurance carriers. These insurance carriers are very highly rated, and we have a tremendous amount of market opportunities. So, depending on the risk and the characteristics, the location, what that home and what that account really for that client needs, we're going to do our best to tap into all of those strong relationships. In Florida, especially, certainly other coastal areas, California, it is a very difficult, challenging market. I'm sure that you're aware and have run into some issues. We have seen, unfortunately, this many regional carriers become insolvent over the last year. This puts your clients, homeowners, in a really difficult situation. And if the client is with a financially unstable carrier, this may be very problematic, especially in the event if there's a claim and that claim goes unpaid because that carrier is not stable. So we understand at Gallagher the importance of having strong, financially solvent carriers that we work with. Our compliance department is continuously evaluating the financial strength and the carrier that we represent. So please, let's take the guesswork and the risk off the clients, off your plate, and leave that to us at Gallagher and the insurance program, because we will only place clients with financially stable carriers. So in terms of the products that we offer, certainly we understand the highest importance may be that homeowners that just might be getting sold or being purchased, and we will provide recommendations on that at that time. We would also want the ability, and it makes sense, if it makes sense for the client at that time, to also review their entire portfolio. So whether they have automobiles, recreational vehicles, a boat, any type of watercraft, their valuables, maybe jewelry, art, wine, collectibles, and of course, very importantly, their personal insurance, their personal liability, their umbrella. We are experts in providing a holistic insurance solution and providing a comprehensive review for them. Our goal is to outline deficiencies that might be in their current programs. We want to make sure that they have the best coverage in the event of a loss, but we also want to give them some risk management advice in the event to avoid those losses. So when it comes to the PCI and what we do differently, having those stable markets, those options that we have available, far more than likely a local Florida agency, just because of our strength. We understand the need to have best-in-class trusted service, being client-centric, and as well as thinking about risk management and how we can help those clients avoid losses in the future. So again, I think that's what makes us different, and we'll provide a good asset and service to you. In terms of the dedicated team, this year, just in the last couple of months, we did make an important change to the partnership program by expanding and restructuring the support. The PCI program now has a dedicated staff, which includes me as, again, the program manager, and I am responsible for the oversight. I have conversations on a national level with the leadership team, reporting and analytics. And certainly you all can elevate any type of situation my way, as well as we would all love to hear growth ideas and your success stories so that we can keep and share those important situations. Another team member that we added to the program was a program administrator. And why this was important to us is because this administrator is in the background. She manages the inbound emails, the voicemail message, any requests for insurance that comes through our website. In real time, she will monitor our incoming throughout the day. So this is a big change in terms of where we were 3 months ago, let alone 6 months ago. And then most importantly, we've provided a dedicated team of personal insurance advisors, experts. And what we learned is we wanted to match the client characteristics to that sales team member and that skill set. So we certainly have the ability, like I said, to assist with homes and assets of all consumer levels. But we did segment any home under $2 million. There is an assigned individual personal advisor. Mike would be that individual for your office, and then Rufus Dowell for any homes over $2 million. Our goals in the event that we of course need to tap into other teammates, we certainly have the bench strength to do that, as well as if there is a specialized need that client has. Maybe they're a collector car aficionado, or they have an aircraft. We are going to tap into our large Gallagher team and resources within our organization. Our goal is certainly, when you send us a referral, is to acknowledge that request no later than a business day, sort of triage to understand what the client's characteristics are and match that advisor. And then of course, we want you to have continuous updates so that you know where we're at with that client. And as I did mention, and Mike is your key contact for your office for homes valued under $2 million. Rufus, over $2 million. And Rufus, if you're still on the line, it would be great for you to introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. I'm still on the line. I'm in Northeast Florida. I'm in Jacksonville, and I've been in the insurance business for over 40 years, and have clients really all over the state. But the majority of the clients are in Northeast Florida, Ponte Vedra Beach, and the majority of my clients are they're high value homes. They're clients with some complexity to the risk profile, such as multiple homes, collector cars, houses in other states, etc. And what my model is, and our model is, with PCI is really I don't see myself as a transactional broker. I am a more of a consultative broker. We want to get into the account and find out what's needed and do what's best for your client. But most of all, take that aspect, that insurance placement aspect off your plate for the closing. So, the closing is going to happen on time, then you get paid for the transaction. That's what we do. Professional advice, on time, timely, accurate. And that's what you can expect from Mike and I.
Thank you so much, Rufus. It's great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So this slide certainly is an eyeful. I just want to review high level that there's several easy options for you to request assistance. My number one, I think what's preferred is for you to call Mike and Rufus directly, contact them as your assigned resources. It just helps build strong relationships. You can all get on the same page. But certainly there's other ways. So on the Premier Sotheby's website, we have a Premier Concierge section. You can certainly get a quote. I would say the second recommended way to request a referral to connect your client with us is to go on site and request a quote through that fillable form. And the reason I say that is because over the last month or two, we have connected that form to our back end, our Premier Concierge Insurance back end agency management system. So what that means is that request is permanently in our system. Our program administrator sees that it's come in, and she'll go ahead and sign it, and your client will receive contact. Certainly, you can send us a quick email to our dedicated Premier Concierge Insurance email box, and then there is a 800 number that you or your clients obviously can call directly. And in that case, when someone makes a call to that 1-800 number, any member of that 5-6 person team that I showed in that the previous slide may answer that. Whoever's answers it first will assist the client, understand what their needs are, determine if they're the expert that can assist them. And if not, they will make a seamless introduction to a member of our team that can help. In terms of that client experience, I would recommend you all to go through the process, the referral process with your own insurance. But I hope that you will see that there's a strong sense of responsiveness. When the client contacts us, again, we'll hope to contact via phone call and then follow up with an email, if of course we have the email address. And then have a short discussion with that client just to make sure that we have all that information we need to submit a request to the insurance carriers to get a quote. We'll go to market. The Rufus and Mike will evaluate the different options, and then they'll present the client a recommended solution over the phone, and of course follow up with the email as well. Hopefully the client wishes to proceed. And once the coverage is bound, we would provide any certificates of insurance and the paperwork needed for closing, and then continue to service that client throughout the rest of their policy period with the Gallagher team. And of course, hopefully help them not only with their homeowners, but all their personal insurance needs. So the Premier Sotheby's team has been such great partners. They have done a fantastic job of creating PCI branded assets. Carrie, I'm sure that you have some, if not all, of these assets available at your office, but if you do need additional supply, please let me know, or Carrie, or of course the leadership team at Premier Sotheby's. It's been fantastic to see sort of the flyers and the boards and even the digital presence has been very, very prominent for Premier Concierge. So certainly I would recommend having those at your disposal. And then
We have some, but we'd love to get a couple more, Kristen. So if you could shoot us a couple more to the offices, that'd be great.
Sure. And the other thing that we actually just had made was business cards for Rufus and Mike. And so we can actually send, a box or a stack of those to you. I know that in some of the other offices, they like to kind of have them available. So if that's something that would be helpful, we can add that. We can supply that as well.
That would be great.
Perfect. So I'm going to kind of wrap up with just this slide saying, our goal really is to have your success and the program's growth. We want to help you in any way that we can. I would suggest, again, utilizing those resources, including our information in the buyer and seller's welcome packages. That's what we've heard other realtors have been doing, and that's been working out fairly well in terms of building the awareness. Incorporating insurance into just your discussions, just making it part of your process, I think leads to just it being very familiar and comfortable as it's just something that you provide. Again, allowing us to review your own insurance. I think we've had, since I spoke at the leadership meeting a couple of weeks ago, at least 4 or 5 managing brokers kind of come to us to help them with their insurance. And so I think that's been a good experience, and again, open that up to you as well. Keep us in mind for your friends, families, clients, of course, at any time, like I mentioned. Doesn't just have to be at a home closing, could be a midterm insurance policy review. We have had some calls from realtors or clients to say, hey, my client is being non-renewed on their primary home. Are you able to assist them? Well, of course we can. We'd be happy to. Gallagher also produces newsletters, and we have webinars. We can include you all in some event participation. I will provide copies of that to Carrie and see if that's something that you all would like to take advantage of. And then I just wanted to review, in case you didn't know, that the Premier Sotheby's team, marketing team, also coordinates proactive outreach to clients. So when a client is a
We lost you, Kristen. Kristen, are you there? Did we lose that?
It says it's just a complimentary insurance consultation. A quote can be offered. And then just 2 weeks later, the Premier Sotheby's marketing team also sends a follow-up mail or email, and then no further solicitation or contacts made unless, of course, the client wants that. But I did want to let you know that this program has been supported on the highest of levels, and we're really trying to just make sure that it's integrated as seamlessly as possible into what you're already used to. And I would also share that if there's any suggestions or ideas that you have to make it better, or to that you would need to enhance the experience, by all means, we want this to work for you and your clients. Last but not least, I am working with Budge on a recognition program. So we will certainly want to be sharing success stories, highlighting any individuals that might be hitting the ball out of the park, and certainly sharing what's working. So I welcome the feedback, whether it's constructive as well as positive as well. I wanted to close by saying thank you for your attention. I know that was a lot of information. I think, Carrie, maybe in future sales meetings, we'll stick to 5 minutes going over a topic that might be of interest. And then certainly we can follow up with any individual one-on-ones or other meetings as well. But I wanted to kind of open it up for any questions that you might have or comments that you might want to share.
Anybody have questions? Please, this is the time.
So I was just listening to that. So they send out an email within 3 days of the contract ending, like it's an automatic thing?
Yes, we send out an automatic email, correct? That's done from
Yes.
our OA. Is that, or is it from marketing?
Yeah.
Is marketing?
Yeah, that's done from the marketing
Well, I
side.
would say
That's
from a
my
lender's
understanding.
perspective- From a lender's perspective, it's really important to get a quote early on, because it can make a difference in their qualifying.
Yeah, so from a lender's perspective, Maria was saying that's really important to get that quote early on. So that's great. Yeah, and it is true, especially here, because Kristen, one question I have for you, we have a situation where a lot of our roofs are, maybe original, and they're 2005, 2006. And although
Sure.
there's nothing wrong with them, we know that insurance companies are considering that to be high risk. Do you have insurance companies that have no problem still giving them insurance?
I would defer to Mike and Rufus, what's your experience with the older roofs? And do we have markets that'll work with us on the roof situation? Even if it's, something that they might not be excited about being able to insure, or giving the homeowner some time to make some enhancements to that roof.
Mhm. Absolutely. I can go ahead and speak on this very quickly in that we do have options for especially shingle roofs. I've been seeing up to 20 years have been really a nice sweet spot that we have in the admitted market with universal property and casualty. We tend not to put them with the state funded insurer and try to stay within the admitted market, but we do have access to surplus lines markets as well that can provide coverage for older roofs. And especially if they're willing to replace the roof within the first 30 days or so, or have a roofing contract in place prior to purchasing the home, we work with carriers and essentially write the policy having a brand new roof with the work order as proof of the roof being replaced, and the deductions for that and the eligibility being acceptable.
So that's great. So you're saying they can actually close on the home with the lower price insurance and having the work done after the sale.
Yes, as long as there is a work order for the roof to be completed within the time frame the company requests.
In addition, there are other markets too, like Chubb and Pure and Vault, who don't have roof restrictions per se. They have other restrictions, such as they will not write a single home. All of those guys want the entire account, or they want at least 3 lines. They want the cars, they want the umbrella, any valuables of that nature. So and those are excellent markets for people who have a risk profile that kind of fits that Chubb or AIG market. So, but it's just a matter of having those them fit into the building characteristics, and the location. The location is key too.
Perfect.
Right. Anybody have a question? That's terrific. So 20-year-old roof, you have no problem. You can get insurance. That's great. Anybody else? Any other questions? Alejandro, did you have one in regards to the beach?
Well, I was going to say, does Mike, because I contacted Mike, but it went to his office. Does he have a number, like his cell phone directly?
Yeah, Mike. So Alejandro tried to reach you yesterday, but it went to your office. He's wondering if you have a cell phone that he could reach you directly.
I'm reaching out to Alejandro. I'll give him a call after your guys' meeting. I did get his voicemail, and I do have my office phone right here next to me. So I did get Alejandro's voicemail, and had some meetings this morning and wanted to reach out to him this afternoon.
Terrific.
And on the contact sheet, and Carrie, you have the presentation that I sent this morning. You can distribute that, but also on the contact sheet, I believe there are office lines and cell phone lines as well.
Great.
So thank you all. Thanks so much for being a fantastic audience. We appreciate it and are grateful for the partnership and time today. Thank you. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, we have one
Thank
other
you,
question.
Carrie. Bye-bye.
We have one other question. We have an older roof with solar panels. Can we do insurance on that?
How old is the roof?
2007.
I mean,
That's something I believe we would have a market for.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the older the roof, the harder it's going to be to get insurance. We know that about Florida. You're still gonna, at the end of the day, it's going to be harder, and it's probably gonna be more expensive.
I think the question is the solar panel. How bad is the solar panel add?
And really, the thing with the solar panels is that the carriers have specific coverages around them where either they are covered by windstorm. Some carriers will exclude solar panels from being covered by a hurricane. So it really varies by each carrier how they are covered. But the biggest thing with the solar panels is that the reason why the companies have issues with them is that when installations happen with the solar panel, the reconstruction cost of the home is not updated because that's an attached feature of the home and is a part of the dwelling coverage. So if someone were to face a total loss, they are generally underinsured because the solar panels is a big ticket item and not updated updated with the insurance. So really, that's the thing we have to address. But the carriers that we have been actually releasing a lot of updates for their solar panels coverage, and I can think of a few. Florida Peninsula off the top of my head, we can do them. I'm fairly certain Universal Property and Casualty can do them. Progressive does it, but they don't cover during hurricanes. So we have many different options.
Yeah, and I checked with the high net worth carriers, the AIG, the Chubb, the Pures that Rufus was mentioning earlier, and they don't have issues with solar panels at all as well. There might be a different deductible, there might be some other parameters, but when I checked, they advised that they wouldn't necessarily decline a risk because it had solar panels.
Great. Well, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
And we will, I'm sure, be
Appreciate
reaching out to you directly for a lot more questions. Thank you so
Speak to
much.
Alejandro
Thanks so much,
later
Carrie. Thank you
this
all.
afternoon, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day, guys.
You
Thanks,
too.
you too. Bye.
All right, well, moving on. So that was great, guys. We have a wonderful team there. So we want to make sure that I do have these slides, as you see. So I want to go into some new stuff with Sotheby's. They have a whole new 2022 social media video strategy that's coming out. And what they're implementing is how they're going to attack the success of the Instagram Reels and TikTok. So they are launching a new TikTok strategy as well as Instagram Reels that's starting out actually May 10th. They're kicking it off, which is like next week, right? And they're going to be doing this every week. They're going to be having videos that come out that we could be sharing because they're priding themselves obviously in staying ahead of trends and presenting content to potential buyers and sellers that make sure that we're always the one that leads the industry. So they're going to be sending out 4 different videos every month that will be on TikTok and Reels every Tuesday. And they're going to be these short videos that are kind of they're calling them thumb stoppers. They're trying to create these interactive experiences. We talked about it, remember, in our last social media class. It kind of gives that content, a different look at things, but it gives the same thing about that luxury experience and shows homes around the world. So here's one you can take a look at. I got a sneak peek for Cinco de Mayo.
Thank you.
See how they were similar, right? We were looking at. What nicer property. Here's another one. Woo. So one is more about like the lifestyle features. The other one's more about lifestyle locations. Like which view is for you? This is a cool one. Yeah, they're showing it for you. I mean, honestly, I would take them all. It's a tough pick. Oh no, La Jolla. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning on the La Jolla there.
That's nice.
Those are nice, right? So every Tuesday, starting on this Tuesday, look out for TikTok and Instagram Reels, and then you can share these onto your TikTok and your Instagram Reels, and they're going to be putting out new, fresh content every Tuesday. So that's pretty cool. So that's what's new with Sotheby, staying ahead of the curve. Okay. We are now in 84 locations, guys. Now that doesn't always mean 84 offices, right? So does anybody know why it's 84 and not 84 offices? Guys, want to talk about something? Okay. Because we also have, sometimes it's maybe a satellite office, you know, sometimes like for example, in Naples, we have this really pretty little office right on 5th Avenue. Really nice if you're there, by the way, really nice location. But it's more so for development, because we also have development locations that may not even bear the Sotheby's name. It might even say Lecker, but it's a Premier Sotheby's location because it's a Lecker community. Like, I can't, of course, I was just going to say the ranch one in the mountains and Linville Ranch. Anybody go there? It's beautiful. Check it out. Anyway, so that's one of the reasons, but 84 locations. Check it out. Our sales price this year, right now, our average sales price is over $1 million. Up 16%. Is that crazy? So that's pretty insane. Our volume already is 2.3 billion. That's a little down from last year, but
Still pretty impressive.
it's still pretty impressive. So I think we're doing pretty darn good. You guys feeling good about that? Because I'm feeling pretty darn good about 2.3 billion. Central Florida, guys, we are up from last year, but you know, we're only 6% up, but last year we were over 97%. No, excuse me, 165% up from the year above. So it's when you're saying 6%, I mean, it's kind of hard to compare the last year's numbers. But if you look, our average sales price is $630,929. That's incredible. Our sales volume is already almost look at that, 273,823,241. That's pretty shocking, right? Listings are down just slightly, 327, and closed transactions are 434. So pretty much you guys are killing it. So keep it going. And we've got some newbies to the group we want to introduce. So this is from the beginning of the year. Since I haven't had a sales meeting since January, I thought, I don't know, maybe I should introduce people or probably see people who are walking around the office going, who are these people? So we have Miss Olivia Desqueen, who has joined us, and she's on the call. Miss Olivia, if you'd like to say hello or not.
Hi, everyone. I'm happy to be here.
Would you like to share anything or maybe not?
No, I'm just super excited to be here and get some listings.
Yeah, well, you just got a listing 1. What?
1.5.
Woo! Olivia joins us. She used to be with a builder in Ocala. She's just joined up with the Luxury Homes and Equestrian Group. So we're thrilled to have you. Welcome on board. And then we have Miss Victoria Goyle. Woo! She has come and joined the Powerhouse team, which we don't have a name for yet, but it's Raj and Victoria, and they're coming up with a name. Woo-hoo! And they're going to take over all sorts of commercial and development. Victoria, you want to say anything?
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you so much for your warm greeting. And I'm so delighted to be in the company and in your team, Carrie, because of your energy. I'm here and with Raj, with my husband Raj, we're going to do the best we ever could do because we are in the right direction right now. It's great. Awesome. Thank you.
Welcome. And then we have Miss Karina Mituro. Woo! She has joined us on the Tatiana Aponte team, the Aponte Global Group. I don't even know what we call ourselves, but you want to share anything?
Yes, I'm super excited, and I think I made the right decision. I made the right decision. We already sent an offer. So I'm here for
2 days, 3 days,
5 days.
5 days. Sorry.
So we sent out an offer.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Woo!
send more offers soon.
And you'll be a CIPS by your birthday.
Oh yeah, so I'm getting my designation right on my birthday. So we have 16, 17, 18, 19, which I'm super excited about that.
Yes.
I'm getting more global.
Well, welcome on board. We're thrilled to have you. Woo! Miss Michelle Morrison unfortunately had to be at the doctor today with her daughter, but we're thrilled to have Miss Michelle. She has already had 2 listings with us and a sale, I think 2 sales. So she's kicking it, doing great. Miss Ksenia, I don't know if she's on. Miss Ksenia Kucherova. She's with Miss Fran. She's not on the team, but I'm not here with us today, but we're thrilled to have her. Miss Tatiana Bronson is working with Shane. We've got Miss Karen Brooks and Melissa Ragasta, both buyer agents on the Luxury Homes and Equestrian Group. Woo! And we have Miss Laura Farr, who is here with us today, also in Ocala. Well, she's actually in Maine right now. Would you like to talk with us and say anything? We're happy to have you. You've been on a lot of our meetings, but now we're going to introduce you officially.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm thrilled to be here. I have a closing tomorrow in Leesburg, Florida, and it's a mail away. And I'm just really excited about the possibilities and working in the greater Leesburg Villages area. There's a lot of opportunity.
So basically, you guys have any 55 plus, send it Laura's way. Woo! She's an expert. Or anything in Leesburg, which is a lot of 55 plus. Thank you so much, Laura. We are so happy to have you. So welcome everybody to the team. And then I'd like to introduce another very special person to our team. I have some sad news with what comes with sad news is always good news. But Miss Jill, who we all have grown to love so much in our wonderful Dr. Phillips office, has decided after 5 months to retire. That's what COVID does to people. She has just decided that she's going to go spend some time and travel around the world with her husband while she has the opportunity to do so. So that set us on a mission to find someone as wonderful as Jill. Good luck with that, right? How do you find another Jill? But we did. We found Michelle. Michelle Dare. Here she is.
I'm coming for you. Ready.
But as Michelle knows, we all work with everybody. So she's here getting to know everybody. She's training with Cindy and she's jumped in with 5 feet and she's doing great. So we're thrilled to have Michelle. So when you guys see her on site, she was training with Jill. She's now training with Cindy. She's going to train with Caroline because as you guys know, we are one team, one group. We're all here to help every one of you. So you're going to love her. I already love her. She's fabulous. So welcome to the team. Okay. So I think that's all the newbies, right? I think we're good. Okay. So there's been some movement, right? Some shaking it up. We love it. Okay. So what's happening in the market? Well, let's take a look at what's happening in Dr. Phillips. So as we look at 819 let's just look at 819 first. You can see that closed sales are down. There's only been 43 that happened in March. Obviously, we don't have the April numbers yet, even though they should be out, but they weren't. The average sales price is up 23% to 764, and the active inventory is down 23%. Months of inventory, guys, 0.6. New listings are up, so up 33% though. So 44. That's up 33%. But the cash sales still are super strong. Look at that. 30% of all sales were cash. Okay, so what does that tell us? It is still a super strong seller's market. Now let's look at the 836. Again, closed sales down. There's only 35 of them. Average sales price is still up. It's only up 3.7%, but listen, 947, not too shabby. Active inventory is down. There's only 38 things active. Of course, this was in March. A percentage of closed sales, though, guys, look at that. 42% of all things closed there are cash.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. So new listings down 45. So people weren't willing to go anywhere. They didn't know where to go. Let's be honest. And there was not 0.9 months. So not even a whole month of inventory, right? But what is this telling us? Now, I will say I'm starting to see in certain areas a little bit of a slowdown in terms of pricing. I am starting to see a little less multiple offers. Right? I am starting to see when people come in and say, we're going to definitely do the appraisal gap. And then they go, what about that? So we are starting to see things turn, but the market is still very strong. Winter Garden versus Windermere, again, same thing. Closed sales in Winter Garden are down 22%. There were only 157. Why? Just nothing on the market, right? But it was interesting to see that new listings were up 5%. Pretty sad. All of Winter Garden, there was 193. Their months of supply of inventory were 0.6, half a month. Cash sales, again, guys, 26%, almost 27% of all sales are cash. Active inventory, there was 94 things active. But look at the average sales price in Winter Garden. 651,000. When was that ever a thing in Winter Garden? Now compare that to Windermere. Closed sales again. This is the story all across town. Closed sales way down, 38%. Average sales price though up a lot, 30%. Over $1 million. Active inventory way down 45%. Well, that makes no sense. I mean, all the sense, because closed sales are down. So this, of course, is down. You don't have any inventory, right? But look at the cash. Again, 33% of all sales are cash, right? So what does that tell you? Who's buying? Cash buyers. Cash buyers are buying. New listings are down. Cash is still king. Months of supply are still low. Lake Nona again, but look at the average sales price. The story is the same. The average sales price, though, is what I find interesting. The one in 832, look at that, 664. It is catching up to 827. 32827. It is 777, 722. Usually there's a huge disparity, wouldn't you guys say? That's crazy, right? And I think that that's because a lot of the things over here in Laurier Park are selling so much higher than they usually are. Used to be 430 over here. Now look at that, 664. Crazy. But look at this, new listings, 46, and all of 32827 and new listings in 32832 is up, but it's 59 listings. Now, cash is not as prominent over here, though. Notice it's only in the 20s. Maybe it's because it's in the census tract. I don't know, but interesting, would you not say?
Yeah.
So I just wanted you guys to keep in mind of what's happening. I am noticing a bit of a shift in the market, and I think I'm seeing it here more than I'm seeing it in the Dr. Phillips and the Windermere area. I'm seeing, would you guys notice it over here in Laureate Park a little bit? And you know where else I noticed it too is in Celebration. Celebration, you used to be able to put something on the market, it would sell in 2 seconds flat. Things are sitting longer in the market in Celebration. Things are taking a little bit longer to sell. So I think you're starting to see a little bit of things happening. But at the end of the day, we have to keep in mind, as prices continue to rise, you're going to probably still see more cash. And what you might find is maybe some of this cash may be ribbon. Maybe ribbon, right? Maybe people coming in with that ribbon as a backup. We don't know. But we still have tons of qualified buyers flooding into our market. We still have a severely strong market. And when people talk of recession, and there's talk of recession, we all hear recession talk. But will it affect our market? People are still flooding to our market. People still are moving here for jobs. We still have plenty of companies that are moving here. So I do not feel it's going to really affect our real estate market in the sense that we still have such a strong real estate market. Will it affect first-time home buyers? Yes, it will. I hate to say that. So if you have any first-time home buyers that you're working with, get them to buy something, because if they don't, they may be waiting for a long time. And where are they going to rent, guys? I mean, seriously, I hate to say that, but what rental? It's awful. So just keep that in mind.
We'll all be moving back to their parents.
The millennial dream, right? Oh. But it's true. So when people say, well, I think I'm just going to sit and wait or what? For what? Yeah, what are the prices going to drop? Why would they drop? Why would they drop? It's not like people are still not going to move here. That's the difference. They think because the interest rates are going to rise, less people are going to buy, right? So the sellers will stop selling. No. That would be true if people weren't moving here with a lot of money. We have the cash. Well, and most of the cash people are probably moving here from other places. Or the people here who are selling their homes to other people who are moving here from other places who now have tons of cash, right? That's the thing. I mean, we all say it. I'm sure you guys are like us. We should sell our home. We could get a ton of money from it. Where are we going to go? But right? I mean, think about it. This is what our market's about right now. So if you have anybody, keep reminding them of that. Don't wait, because what are you waiting for? If you're waiting for a drop in the market, can you hold out for 3 or 4 years? Maybe it'll come back. I mean, I don't know. Nobody has that crystal ball, but I do not see it hitting our market anytime soon.
Well, and they increased rates half point yesterday. So
I know.
Wait for them to raise it a few more times.
Until you're really priced out of the market? Exactly. So any questions on any of that? Good. All right. So first, happy birthday. First, it's Cinco de Mayo. So Tony Tate, wherever you are, feliz cumpleaños. It's his birthday actually today. And then we also have Miss Karina Maturos. Happy birthday. Tasha Osborne is tomorrow. Marissa Smith, Alistair Brown, Angie Platten, Dawn Giacchetti, Val Flattery, Olivia Desguin, Susan Abshire, Miranda Katie was yesterday, and Jeannie Green. So happy birthday.
And
Woo! Marissa's Maria.
Yeah,
Maria.
yeah,
Oh, 27th on Maria. So woo! Happy birthday. And I want you to share also as a bit of a reminder, I'm leaving and I may never come back.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to Europe. Woo-hoo! Yes, I'm leaving May 15th. I'm flying out of town to Europe
Wow.
on a cruise. I can't wait. So I'll be gone for 9 days on the cruise and then in Rome for 5 days. I won't be back till the 30th. And I have Danny and Patricia, my wonderful compadres here of other brokers to be covering me. I have my awesome team with Michelle and Cindy, and I'm not probably gonna let Jill go yet, but Caroline, they're all here to cover me. So if you need anything, you should be well taken care of. So I just want to remind everybody of that. But let's go over the numbers really, really quickly so I can talk really, really fast and get really, really tired. In April, Southeast Orlando and Ocala did $12.3 million in listings. Congratulations to Tatiana, Stephanie, Andrea, Susan, Tasha, Stacy, Laura Farr, Rafe, who just got married, by the way. Congratulations, Rafe, Fran, Shane, Jeannie, and Wendy and Miranda. Woo! And in Southeast Orlando and Ocala, you guys did 22.7 million in sales. Woo! Congratulations to Anita, Tatiani, Stephanie, Tasha, Karen, Shane, Magdalis, Fran, Suzanne, Ksenia, Angie, Rafe, Priscilla, Alan, Seda, and Marima. Woo! And you guys closed $14.6 million. Woo! Congratulations to Tasha, Stacy, Tatiani, Stephanie, Fran, Alex, Suzanne, Angie, Magdali, Shane, Anita, Priscilla, Wendy, and Tana. Woo! That's a good month, right? Okay. In Southwest Orlando, in April, you did $13.2 million in listings. Congratulations to Gordon, Carrie, Sharon, Tracy, Marilene, Janet and Janice, Benjamin, Wendy, Emily, Daniel, Chris and Julie, Bruno, Jules, Pippa, Michelle, Murray, and Cindy. Woo! Sales in Dr. Phillips, 27.6 million. Congratulations to Janice and Janet, Carol, Brianne and Angie, Bruce, Nick, Gordon, Benjamin, Tracy, Marilene, Jules, Emily, Daniel, Sharon, Chris and Julie, Teresa, Ash, Pippa, Lynn, Lou, April, Kelly, Janet, Mark, and Becky. Woo! And you guys closed 23.9 million. So if you need a loan, ask Daniel, Janet, Janice, Carol, Luce, Sharon, Jules, Tammy, Teresa, Gordon, Jules and Chrissy, and Julie, Alejandro, Wendy, Emily, Marilene, Linda, Angie, Brianne, Sandy, and Nick. Woo! And Miss Dawn was busy in Claremont. She did 2.3 million in listings, 6.2 million in sales, and 6.2 million in closings.
Wow.
So I have to say thank you. Culture is defined by its people, and you are the people that make us Premier. Thank you. It's a pleasure to work with each and every one of you. And I am looking forward to seeing you for one more week before I run away and maybe never come back. Just kidding. Have a great rest of your day and happy Cinco de Mayo.